Hey, my revivers. Hey. So, I wanted to talk to my young ladies, anywhere from the age of 20 to 30, okay? Excuse me, when I was your age, I felt like I had a lot of life to live, and I still do, but meaning like, I didn't think that I would hit the 40s this fast, okay? It happens. It happens. Life continues to move forward every second. Did you know that? Yeah. And every second is a minute. Every minute is an hour. Every hour becomes a day. Every day, a week, month, year, decade. That's just how it works. There's so many things that I wish I was taught. I know in our demographics as a African-American young lady, we don't, that sun is really, we don't, we're not raised a lot of times. We're not raised to be wives. We're not. And even the men are not raised to be husbands. We kind of willy-nilly and figure it out as we go, right? It's just what it is. A lot of us are afraid to speak what we really feel because of social media. Social media sucks. I'm just going to be honest with you. It sucks because it gives this faux reality, right? I did a video about 5-6 years ago on YouTube about relationship goals. It was just so annoying. It's always a word that trends and just everybody says it with no thought or concept of it. Just like I talked about how we need to be mindful of what we say, you know, because everybody says these words that are actually words that they can possibly be manifesting, you know, but it's always funny as laughter. When you are emotional, whether it be in laughter, anger, frustration, or whatever the case may be, that is the worst time to say certain things in a emphasis, right? So when I was in my early 20s, it just seemed like I just had so much time to figure it out, right? And even when I was trying to figure it out, I really didn't have too many people to go to that I can ask for the blueprint on how to do stuff, how to be a better mom, how to prepare myself to be a wife. All of those things, I had no clue. Yes, my grandparents were together for years, but let's be honest, a lot of us came up in situations that were toxic. And so we adapted to those things as if these were the norm and what we should expect and what we should deal with as women, right? Think about this. If you are between those ages, right? If you have your mom, don't have your mom, or whatever the case may be, however you were raised. Once you get a certain age, you start looking back and saying, I wish that I had this. I wish that my dad was like this. I wish that my mom was like this. I wish. Why not just create that in you so that your children don't have to wish? But no, we're in that age where we're not thinking of those things. But what if our parents did? What if our parents did the work early to be ready to be the best version of themselves, to be the best mom or dad that they can be? What if? That is something that's a big if, but you have the opportunity to do that. Don't let social media have you all messed up. Because the goals, that the video I did about the goals is like, you want something, right? And it's like, oh, relationship goals, friendship goals, this goals, that goals. Stop saying that, because your goal is your goal. And this is what I said in the video. And you have no clue what that person is doing behind closed doors. You have no clue how they interact behind closed doors. So when you say goals, you're taking on the totality of this situation that you only can see superficially. And you have no clue how it became, what happens when the doors, where no cameras is there. And through COVID, a lot of y'all should have seen that a lot of content creators, or whatever you want to call them, actors, have opened up and really shared things that they literally can't hide any longer because it wasn't what you thought it was. Do you want that? Social media, there are, I say 5% of people who use it for what its intended purpose is to truly help, teach, and reach, inspire, motivate, encourage people. And then you have others who are there to go viral, get likes, and sell you things that you don't need. This country, I'm not gonna say this world, because it's this country. We are built and created to be consumers. It's sad, and we don't even realize that. We've fallen right into it. Everybody's, oh, a TikTok and TikTok and TikTok, and I found it on TikTok and TikTok, and oh, a TikTok and TikTok. Like, that's what it's for, to make you keep buying unnecessary things, so that you can continue filling your home up with unnecessary things that you do not need, and later you're trying to figure out how to get rid of it, and you can't get your money back, and you're just wasting it. I mean, you could have been investing that money in something else. I'm telling you this, whether you like it or not, you are going to get older faster than you think. And what's cute now is not going to be cute later. And the woulda, coulda, shouldas you cannot fix. If you are that age, you desire to be a mom, to be the best version of a mom that you can. You desire to be the best version of a dad that you can, young man and young lady. Now is the time for you to really try to figure out the things that you wish. If you can think of a parent and what you felt you lacked and you really truly needed as a youth or a child, adolescent, or whatever, that you did not get, start trying to figure out how to be better and be those things so that you can teach your children those things. I do understand. I always used to tell my clients, what you lack in your relationship with your parent, your child is not going to lack that. So you can't give your child what you didn't have, but what you can do is be prepared for all avenues, because you don't know what you are going to have to be able to offer your child financially, mentally, emotionally, demographically, where you are, all of that stuff. So because of that, let's start with the basic morals. Learning to love, learning to be understanding, learning to understand your child as a unique individual. You're learning to understand that you are a parent. You are learning yourself, your new child, your spouse, all of the things. Give yourself grace. But don't wait until that time comes. You know, I'm not going to be funny, but I used to look at people and laugh, and I'm gonna speak the truth. It would be like people that were like, not African American, you know, reading books and trying to learn about being a parent and how babies are, and, you know, just things like that. And it's like, why are you doing that? But that's like studying for a test. The test isn't here yet, but you know what you need to do so you can pass that test. Young ladies and young men, don't let social media fool you. So many of these people have no integrity. So many of these people are stressed, depressed, miserable. And when they turn on that camera, they're smiling, and then they're doing what they have to do to act for you, to get a coin, okay? But their lives are empty. Their lives are not what they want them to be. And they have trashed their morals and their upbringings to get a coin and to get likes in so many ways that you're going to start seeing it. Just like I did the video about goals and told them, watch, you're going to start seeing these fake relationships exposed. And that's exactly what happened during COVID, right? Nobody wants to listen to the ones that are not doing all the fancy stuff and selling you stuff. And I'm not dramified and cursing and acting a fool and acting unlike a lady. So I'm not going to get as much attention, right? Because people don't want to hear the truth. The truth hurts. And nobody wants to face reality. People love living in a full sense of life. And that's what people will keep clicking on and sharing. But at the end of the day, you're broke. Your credit sucks. You have no savings. You don't know how to invest. You didn't even know. Did you know that you can have a retirement plan for your children already? Did you know that? Most people don't know that. Never owned anything. Never been married. If you did, you probably just got married. Don't even know how to parent. Didn't have more than one child. Don't know about relocation, going somewhere, starting over. Like all of these things, you have people like myself and other women and men who have the wisdom to share these things. Been married over 18 years. Okay? May he rest in peace. But been there, done that. You don't want to listen to us. I'm going to show you things are toxic. You seeing, unless it's a viral video you don't want to hear, but I've been talking about the toxic things that we have in our kitchens all day. When you see me with these same things I've been having for years, this is over 6-year-old cup. Things like this that I drink out of. Yeah, it may not look pretty and fancy and all that other stuff, but at the end of the day, When I keep telling you, stay away from the Teflon, stay away from certain things and the plastics and the microwaves and all that stuff, nobody wants to listen to that. But when it becomes viral, then you want to listen. But when we've been talking about these things for years, trying to show you how to make your own stuff, how to not buy some of these things that are in the stores, how to not buy these things for our families, how to not give these things to our families. If you want to be a parent, and if you want to be a wife or a husband, these are the things you need to prepare yourself for early. You don't want to do it once they're here. You can start preparing now for understand these toxic things, what you don't want your family to have. How do you want to feed your children? Do you want to grow your own garden? Most people never done that. I had my own garden. It was the beautiful thing to say, hey, babe, go grab some collard greens and some peppers. And I'm talking about this was just a couple years ago. But because I'm doing my fixing up right now, I got some land. We ain't did the gardening yet. But these are the things that you may not care about now, but when it's time and life start really hitting and you ain't got no choice but to become a vegan, or you got no choice but to eat the fruit of your works, because that's what God says, then you want to hear from us. Because see, it's not glitz and glam. Real life is not glitz and glam. This is the country that we live in. This is what we're dealing with. Other people, places laugh at us because of what we have to deal with. But since you're here and you have to deal with it, figure out ways to make it better. If you desire to be a parent, don't you want to protect yours? Don't you want to protect your children? Don't you want them to have the best? Don't you want to make sure you're not giving them this toxic stuff? Everything is cancerous. That's how it's like everywhere you look, it's cancerous, it's toxic, this is that. Like, protect it. Your family unit. You don't even have to have it to be doing that. You could be doing the research right now. Do you want to breastfeed? I breastfed all my children. Do you want to breastfeed? I came from the hood. I came from poverty. Do you want to breastfeed? How important is breastfeeding? My babies weren't sick or none of that. I'm gonna probably do another separate video, but young ladies and young men, right now is the time for you to be doing the work. Yes, you get that education, but why are you getting educating on societal education? Educate yourself on the health and wellness of your family and how to prepare to be the great matriarch, patriarch of what you create with your spouse. It is possible. I wish that I knew the things that I knew now back then, but guess what? Even though I didn't, I can teach you. Don't let anything you can't control you, and you know what I mean? Stick to your script because you are the best at it. And do the work, because ain't nobody gonna come do it for you. And I will see you guys in the next video.